Atlas in the hot seat tonight.
And Atlas.
Goes by the name of Atlas the Bookkeeper. How you feeling, my friend?
Patrol. So I just ignore them because I'm not stupid. I don't even read the messages anymore. Once I see who it is, I just ignore it and close it. So thanks, stupid. Okay. All right. So we got through all the housekeeping stuff. Obviously, you know what I want to talk about this morning. It's the reason I'm wearing the shades, right? So last night was the premiere of DS Politics on my Kick channel, DSP Gaming Reel. It was exclusive to Kick. I did not stream it on YouTube. I told you guys there's not going to be a crossover between DSP Gaming and the DS Politics show, and that's true. I'm not even going to tell you right now about we're not going to talk about politics. What we're going to talk about is how the show did. All right. So I was expecting, no lie, probably 200 viewers for this show. I was thinking I'd get 200 people on the stream who would want to talk about politics. Well, I exceeded 1,000 viewers on the show. I had over 1,000 viewers at one point. Now, that's just my live viewers. If you actually count the amount of people who restreamed me, all those idiots who steal content and basically add nothing to it but still make money on it, illegal, but, you know, it is what it is. I had over 2,500 live viewers last night. And yes, those are all my viewers. Because if I wasn't streaming, those people wouldn't be watching anything. So that's 2,500 people watched me live talk about politics last night. So thanks. Obviously, thank you to the 1,000 people who actually checked me out on my own channel. And of course, there's 1,500 freeloaders out there, but it is what it is. So how did it go? It went pretty well. Obviously, when you have that many viewers, you're going to get trolling and you're going to get morons. And we definitely had that, okay? We had that element. We knew that was coming. The moderators did a good job. Thank you to the moderators that were there last night. I appreciate you because there were quite a lot of people who were acting like assholes and trying to ruin it for everyone. And luckily, it didn't happen. Luckily, we took control. 3 major topics were discussed. One topic took about maybe 25 minutes. One took like an hour. And then another took like another 10, 15 minutes. But they were all good topics. People really seemed to enjoy the show and what I had lined up. I think that's going to make the show good, is that I have topics already pre-lined up, ready to go, clips, articles to reference, rather than me just doing it on the fly show and then being kind of sloppy. I want to have that level of preparation every week for the show if I can do it, okay? So, overall, reception has been good. I actually had a few people reach out to me last night who actually congratulated me and said, I saw the show and it basically was good. Like not necessarily, you know, it's going to get polished over time. Let me put it that way. The more I do it, much like all of my content, right? When I started the podcast, it wasn't as smooth. Now it's a lot smoother. When I started with gameplay, it wasn't as smooth. Now it's way smoother. This is my first attempt at doing a show like that. I think for a first attempt, it was pretty dang good. If you haven't seen it yet, all right, there's an archive stream on the Kick channel, DSP Gaming Reel. You can watch it in its entirety, but maybe you don't want to watch it in its entirety. Well, there's highlights that are going live on my DSP Reacts channel. Allow me to show you how this is working, okay? So, right now, you can head over to DSP Reacts on YouTube. Here it is, youtube.com/@DSP Reacts. And if you check out the main channel page, okay, well, first was my video announcing that the channel was going to change. And of course, it's going to say for you, things in your feed. But this is DS Politics Highlights. So what I'm going to do every single week, after I finish a DS Politics show, I'm going to take the show and I'm going to clip it out into clips of highlighted topics that I talked about during said show. Okay? And so here you can see these are the first 3 highlights that are live. I kind of put a few, I mean, normally what you would do is do like 1 a day, right? But I wanted to get a few out there just so people to get to understand exactly, you know, what I'm trying to do with the channel. So we got 3 here, and then another one is going to go live tonight at 10 p.m. Pacific time. Another one will go live tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Another one will go live at 10 p.m. So I'm going to try to, maybe every 12 hours, there'll be a new one. And I think I have like 7 or 8. I don't know exactly how many I had. It's between 6 and 8 highlights, okay? And so if you missed the show, right? You can then watch these highlights on the channel. And of course, here you're free to comment after the fact. You can't comment on a Kick on demand, video or a stream archive, but you can comment here. So please do. I want everyone to check out these highlights. And quite frankly, already the highlights are doing better than any of the videos that normally would go on this channel for, like, look, here's DSP versus the internet from this week, 200 views a video, right? Here's the highlights already of the political show. In fact, if I refresh, they probably jump. Hello, everyone. Yeah, DSP here. Whoa. And I'm making... Shut up, DSP. Stop being so talkative. Yeah, see, they went up like 100 views each. So they're doing pretty good already for the first, day. And I'm hoping that over the week, people will be like, oh, wait, you can watch that there? See, they'll grow over time. And this channel will actually get some views now, I feel, with these clips, as opposed to DSP versus the internet had run its course. It was not getting attention and views anymore, but now hopefully this channel will, okay? Now, that's great. And then the other cool thing is that on my Kick channel, so this is my Kick channel right now. Hello to everyone in the chat who's there. And if you sub to the channel, basically I'm going to try to do the political show every Thursday night. It's not a guarantee. There may be some weeks where we have to change it around, but I want to do it once a week, and I want to try to do it like every Thursday night, okay? So, look at this idiot. Here we go. So yeah, so I want to try to do it once a week. And the archive will always be here on the channel. I forget where does it show up? Down here? This is my dashboard. Where are the video archives? See, I don't use Kick. I don't use Kick, so I don't even know. Like, this is my channel, right? Well, I don't know. The video archive was supposed to be here, but it's not. For some reason now, we're staring at the panels. Which is fine. This is how you find information about the channel. Oh, you had to click on the name. Here we go. So it shows your current stream, and then it shows the archive stream. Here it is. If you want to watch the entire show in its entirety, which was about 2.5 hours, you can just click there and watch it raw. But like I said, I'm clipping it out and having those clips go on DSP Reacts over the course of the week. You're going to see another 3 or 4 clips go live there. Right? And so hopefully you'll check it out. And thank you. We had an insane amount of support. It was really, really great. Hundreds and hundreds of bucks of support, way exceeding what a normal stream would have been. And like I said, I had people reaching out saying, wow, congrats on your first stream. If you can keep that up, obviously you got a thing going on Kick. You're right. Here's the thing. With that level of viewership, okay, if I can maintain that level of viewership on the politics show, or at least, hell, if I get half that level of viewership, my channel will grow. I'll start getting recognized. I'll start getting people clicking on my show to check it out. More followers, more people checking out the content. I need to keep making streams like that. Right now, one of the things that I told you guys is that I can't get the higher levels on Kick. Like, there's a verification level and then there's another level. I can't get those because I don't have enough average viewers. To do that, you're supposed to have, like, I think it's like 75 to 100 average viewers. And as you know, on Kick, I don't get that many viewers. The vast majority of my viewers are still on YouTube for most of my content. But the Kick show did so well exclusively on Kick that hopefully over time we can build it up and it can be consistently hundreds and hundreds of viewers. And then it'll be able to basically get a foothold of its own. All right. So let's see how it goes. But I'm very pleased with the initial performance. I hope that you will all check out the clips here on DSP Reacts over the course of the week. Now, if you liked the show and you were like, wow, I really like that, and those topics Phil covered were interesting, but I've got an idea for a topic that I think Phil should cover. There's this new story that I heard about, and I want to hear his take on it, okay? You could do that. What you need to do is to become a submissions tier member here on DSP Reacts, okay? And if you do, I'm going to make exclusive community posts just for you. So, for example, last night, I did that. Last night, I did a members-only post with a members-only video, okay, showing that, hey, if you're a member of this channel at the submissions tier, you can now submit stories, news articles, videos, and other things for me to review and, maybe talk about on the show. That's how I'm going to get crowd feedback, fan feedback on the show, all right? So please, a lot of people already are submissions tier members on DSP Reacts, because they were submitting clips for the React show. Well, keep your memberships. Now contribute. We already have 3 people who did post up stuff, and I'm going to review that later, obviously. But hopefully by the end of the week, we can get like maybe 20 people who will submit content, and I can maybe say, take a look at those and say, hey, that was a good one. That's one that I'll actually do on the show this week. See? So please become a submissions tier member if you're not already, or if you already are, please check this out on DSP React and post up there. Respond to this members only post with your suggestion, whether it's an article, a video, or just a topic you'd like to see addressed. That's the kind of stuff that I need to make the show better. All right? So please do that, and thank you in advance to anyone who does. I'm excited for the future of the show. You know, the very first episode did well. Now, that overall feedback was good. Of course, all my trolls hated it, but they're losers. No one gives a fuck. But the person who was kind of like interested and, I wonder if it'll do well, most people agree the show went good. They liked it. A lot of people were like, all right, some room for improvement. I agree. It's not going to be perfect, but I think that for a first episode, it was pretty good. But the most interesting response came from the bowels of the internet. Came from Mexico. Did it work? It did work. It wasn't loading on the screen. Okay. Like an anonymous $5 tip. And basically this person is asking about previously how have I registered for voting? And I was like, listen, here's the truth, okay? All this kind of stuff is public. The history of anyone's, what party they were a part of, were they registered as a Democrat or a Republican or a Green Party or a Libertarian or whatever. It's all public. But it's also not anything that anyone should give a fuck about. Like, seriously, like, it's no one's business how someone is registered one way or another. In the United States of America, you have the right to be in any party you want. You have a right to vote however you want. Or you have a right to abstain from voting, and that's all within your rights. That's the beauty of the American democratic system, is you can participate or choose not to participate however you want. That's true independence. You're not forced to do it one way or the other. And by the way, whatever your action is or inaction, you don't get judged for it. You don't say, oh, you're my enemy. It's been publicly exposed that you voted for this person, and I don't like that person, so now I hate your guts, and now we're going to go to war over it. No. That means if you act like that, you've undermined the democratic system that we have in this country. Seriously. So when we're watching a Kamala Harris campaign ad where she has Will Ferrell saying, we're going to hold you personally responsible, Gary, if you don't vote for Kamala Harris and Trump wins, that's literally undemocratic. The whole thing is. Okay? So, FYI, it's none of anyone's real concern or business who I ever voted for, how I was registered, none of it. Just because I have stalkerish losers on the internet, okay, who stalk my every move, who act a certain way, doesn't mean that you have a right to try to, like, pry into my past and shit like that. Have I previously been registered in political parties? Yes. Have I previously voted for things? Yes. Do I vote for things sometimes? Yes. Is it any of your business how I vote or why I vote? No. Now, I have a political show, and I very well may talk about those things on the political show in the future, but it has nothing to do with my podcast or my gaming content or anything. So I don't know why people would be bringing it up. It's none of anyone's business or concern. And again, it doesn't even prove anything. Like, oh, well, Phil isn't currently registered to vote, therefore he can't do a politics show. What the fuck are you talking about? Explain that. Really, connect the dots here for me. So because I haven't voted recently on something here in Washington State, I have no right to ever speak on anything political? Are you slow? Is there anything in there? Hello? McFly? Hello? What are you talking about? What you're saying makes no sense at all. There's no connect. Look, literally, there's no logical connection. That's what morons do. They'll just bring a reference up and be like, okay, so that's why. Wait. Logically connect the dots and explain. Right? I've already explained this over when I was over on the Kino Casino show. What really sucks for me is I live in Washington State. Washington State, for those who don't know, Washington State in the United States is one of the top 3 most liberal, left-leaning states in the country. What that means is any single time that there's anything up for a vote or for issue, it always goes blue. It doesn't matter how many people try to rally or vote in any way. It always goes blue, and there's nothing you can do about it. This is a blue state, and it probably will be forever. Maybe in time, if things change enough, then it could turn back a different way. Right now, it's all blue. So literally, there's no reason for me to vote on an issue because it always goes the same way. Like there was just a governor race. Of course, it went right to the Democratic side. There was no way that a guy who on the other side had any chance to be voted in. We all knew it was going to be the next Democrat was going to be the next governor of the state. It's like that. Okay. Sometimes it hasn't been like that. When I lived in Connecticut, it wasn't always like that. Okay. Then it turned that way. It went liberal, actually. When I moved out of there, it went super liberal too. So maybe, if I lived in one of these states, these swing states, where it's always kind of back and forth, my vote would actually kind of matter. But sadly, where I live, my vote literally doesn't matter. If I vote blue, I'm just voting another drop in a giant bucket that's already full. If I vote red, it doesn't matter because the blue always wins by a landslide. So it doesn't matter how I vote. Get it? But dumb people would say something incredibly stupid. Like, well, if you never vote, you have no right to talk on politics. Wrong. Maybe the reason I don't vote is because my vote doesn't count, because our political system's fucking busted, right? Right now we have a system where if I vote for president, it doesn't matter. It's overridden by the whole state. Why? Maybe it should be a popular vote presidential election. You ever think of that? Maybe that's something to talk about on a politics show. Maybe the actual common person in America should have their vote counted instead of just thrown away just because of where you live. But what can you do? You know what I'm saying? So I've had enough of people who want to just make shit up and they can get fucked. No, really, they can really get fucked. Like this fucker right here, you get fucked. Who else would like to fuck? Who else wants to get fucked, right? Here's one. Okay, you get fucked. Enjoy. Joel Loft says, sadly not up for fucking right now. All right, good. That's good, though. You don't want to get fucked. That's the whole point. You want to stay away from it. But, you're going to be an idiot and you're going to make up fallacy arguments and illogical arguments, then I'm going to fuck you. I'm going to throw you right off the string. Fucking people are so dumb. Elixification says, on the flip side of that, someone that votes will know all about politics. I know 20 people that vote. They don't even know what they're voting for. Yeah, exactly. It's a fallacy argument because what it is my detractors at every turn want to say that anything that I do is invalid. Despite the fact that I had 1,000 viewers on my live stream, 2,500 total live viewers during the show pulled in great numbers. People overall were shocked at the quality of the show and actually really liked it, right? They can't admit that. They have to spin it in any way to make sure that, oh, the show was bad. So why was it bad? Oh, because Phil doesn't vote. What does that mean? Nothing. Literally, it means nothing. It's not that I don't vote because I'm lazy. It's not that I don't vote because I hate the political system and I want to leave the country and annex from the country. No, I don't vote because my vote doesn't matter. If I register right now and vote, it doesn't matter either way. I'm going to state that it's insignificant. And I think that's a problem with our system. That it should make it so your vote does fucking count for something. And it doesn't right now where I live. That sucks. I do. In the political system right now, I feel insignificant. Like no matter what I say or do in an election, it doesn't matter. Now that I have a politics show and I actually can speak my mind about political topics, that might change, right? Now I actually may have the ability to talk intelligently about politics to an audience that's willing to listen. And I may actually have some people along for the ride, and I might have an impact. My vote had no impact because of the way our system is set up. It's a waste of time. Let's see here. Someone tipped $2 that says, but people have fought and sacrificed for the right to vote. That's correct. That's absolutely correct. Doesn't mean that I have to. It doesn't mean that my vote has any meaning. It doesn't. Like, you guys out there who make up these lofty things, you're so insane. Like, listen, people fought for the right to vote because they needed to overturn injustices. They needed to change the system. They wanted to make it so that things could improve, right? My vote doesn't change that because my vote's insignificant where I live. It sucks. I don't like that way at all. I wish it was, but it just doesn't. You know what I'm saying? At all. So, you know, it is what it is. That's the world I live in. That's the country I live in. And by the way, I'm happy to live in the United States of America. A lot of people sit and bitch all day about this country. What you don't understand is that in a lot of other places, it is so different, and you don't have any of the freedoms, values, or things that you get here. You don't get in other places. But what it is people just want to always complain about how much better it could be, and never happy, never grateful. It's pretty fucked up how people are, right? For me, I definitely get it. I'm definitely in a good place to be, especially for me, the kind of job I have, the content I make. This is a good place to be. I could literally be in a country right now that because of the stream I'm doing right now, the government could kick down the door, pull me off the stream, and arrest me. They could say, oh, you're not in agreement with how the government's working? Go to the gulags. Thankfully, I don't live in a country like that, and I'm happy for that, you know? I certainly think there's things that could be improved, and that's probably stuff that we will tackle on DS Politics moving forward. But, you know, I'm not dumb like a lot of people who just like to sit around and be so ungrateful about shit. You know what I mean?